Okay. Hello, hello. Back at it again with another Tier List Thursday. And the stream is successfully running. I just heard it start, which is always a good sign. So, I mean, really, I should get right back into it. I'm just now realizing I don't have my music tab open on YouTube. So I'll do that real quick while we're still on the stream starting soon screen. I was at Ithaca, I do believe. Yes, I was. Okay. Okay, perfect. I'm ready to rumble. Any updates I can think of? I don't know. I'll just plug everything again. VOD's channel, through links on Twitch. Instagram, through links on Twitch. All of it is available. All of it's ready. The Instagram is where we'll be posting stream schedules if I decide to make any more. And the VOD's YouTube is where I will obviously be posting VODs. I think that's really all there is to it, right? So yeah, let's get right into it, right? And there we are. Once again, this is the tier list. This is where we left off. Hopefully, it's kind of visible. Let me check on Twitch to make sure that that's kind of visible. Oh, I probably should check on my phone. Whoops. Checking on my phone. Let me see. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Come on. Okay. Yeah, it's visible. It's visible enough. There we go. Okay. Was stupid. Twitch Mobile's kind of dumb, I'm not gonna lie. So anyways, yeah, let's get right into it. Sheep will sleep if you become fatigued. Yeah, let's just hear it. Well, come on. There we go. Alright, there we go. There we go. Right away, I like the piano intro. It's really nice. It kind of reminds me of the demo for Dizzy's theme. It's called Grief. It's on Spotify if you want to listen to it. And then into the meat of the song. Definitely sounds like an intro song. I don't think it was. I think I'm actually gonna turn it down a little. Yeah, that's better. I think it's just a stage theme. It's not an intro song. But it works for an intro song too, if it was going to be used as that. And if I remember correctly, it was used for Soul and Kai's stage. And you can kind of hear that in the guitar. It definitely sounds kind of like a combination of Holy Orders and Keep Yourself Alive. Though it definitely also does enough to differentiate itself from both of those songs and kind of forge its own way, you know? It finds its one way, if you will. Yeah, I think that's about all I'll do. I think it definitely goes in S tier. I think under Feel of Fear is a good spot for it right now. I think that's that's a solid place for it. So next up is exceptional routine work. Oh wait, I wasn't recording. Shoot. Why do I always do that? Why do I always forget to record? Nuts. Okay, I'm gonna redo it again. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Back out again with the tier list. Let's go. Okay. Sheep will sleep if you become fatigued. I definitely didn't accidentally skip it before I got to press record. Like the other song, I did that too. So let's hear it. Piano's very good. Like the piano. I'm gonna give kind of a very more surface level than I just did. I don't feel like going through it again. But yeah, this part it definitely sounds like the introduction song. But though I think it was just used for Sol and Kai's stage, I don't think it was actually like the intro movie song. But I could be mistaken. I haven't really spent a lot of time in Isuka. I do have it though. Very good build-up. And then I really like this guitar bit. They do a good job on this part of the solo, you know? Or it's not really a solo. On this part of the riff. There we go. That's the correct term. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Unironically such an idiot. I've had the volume off. I have to do it again. Okay. Take 3. This time it'll be right. Piano bit. Piano good. I like the piano in this song. It does a good job building it up, you know? It's part of what definitely makes it sound like an intro theme, an opening movie theme. Though I don't believe it is an opening movie theme. I could be mistaken there. But I don't believe it is. I'm pretty sure it's exclusively used for Sol and Kai's stage. I like this opening part with the choir in the background. Makes it sound very dramatic, for sure. It almost kind of sounds like a Sol vs. Kai theme, which makes sense because it is the Sol and Kai stage theme. Anyway, this is a pretty good riff. It definitely takes cues from like Sol and Kai's other themes, for sure. Yeah, that's all I'll listen to. It goes up here in S under Feel of Fear, in my opinion. I think that is a good spot for it. I don't think it does enough to stick out in my mind like Feel of Fear does, but it is a very good song. I never dislike hearing it, for sure. Well, I don't really like dishearing any of these songs, actually. Even the bottom ones, I will still listen to 100%. So now that the sheep have slept, because we have become fatigued, it's time we get to working on some exceptional routine work. Right away, again, very bubbly, kind of happy theme. You can tell it's the Jellyfish Pirate stage, the May Ship stage theme. This, because it definitely does sound like a May theme. I like the little harpsichord in the background there. It's a nice little touch. This part's a very upbeat, bubbly theme part. You know, the whole song's very upbeat and bubbly, but this is the part that really sells it as being upbeat and bubbly, you know? You have to get that part right. I like that little riff. That's just a fun little riff. So yeah, I think exceptional routine work. I think it definitely goes in A+. Probably above Awe of She. I think that is what I'm feeling. It's a very nice, happy song, but it doesn't do it for me quite like Blue Water, Blue Sky or Simple Life. So next up, now that we are done with our exceptional routine work, now that we're on the way home, we got to pass by the drunkard. But you know the drunkard does make wise remarks. Let's hear it. Again, another very kind of happy, upbeat theme. This is the theme for Axel, and I think Bridget too. I think it's Axel and Bridget. And it definitely works for both of those characters. 100% of the way. 100% of the time. I like, of course, I'm a sucker for the keys. I like the keys in the background. Adds a lot of flavor. This is just a good riff right here. But I think what really catches it is this hook right here. This is a phenomenal hook. Just a very good song. Very good theme for a character like Axel. It definitely leans the most into the Axel theming, in my opinion. So I think it's gonna go right above Plus R's version of the original, or X2's version of the original. I think that is what I'm feeling right now. So next up, now that we've done getting some wise remarks from the drunkard, I think we need some riches in me immediately. Let's check it out. Anyway, very good build up. I like the synths in the background. And I like the effect they have on the guitar in the back. I don't know what effect it is, but it sounds very good. And this is something I like a lot about the Issaka soundtrack in comparison to the other soundtracks. The Issaka soundtrack has a lot of very like call and response type phrases in the music, while the other soundtracks kind of stick to a more formulaic verse chorus type bit. But I really like how Issaka does its soundtrack. It's different than the rest of the games, and I enjoy that. It's a very underrated part of the Guilty Gear musical experience, for the most part. I think most people rate Kill Dog as a Sacrifice to Dog and Quicksilver pretty high. Yeah. Overall, just another just banger from Issaka. Classic Issaka banger. I think it's gonna go in A tier, below Unidentified Child. That's what I'm feeling. You know, it's very good, but unlike the others we've done so far, I don't think it does enough to really stand out. I was just praising the Isuka soundtrack, now I'm gonna say my grievances with it. One thing I don't care for is that it's stage themes instead of character themes. I think Guilty Gear, the music of Guilty Gear is so memorable and well defined is because it's attached to the characters, and even in the older games where all the character themes were instrumental, they all said so much about the characters, which I just think is really cool. It's part of why I always like character themes more than stage themes in fighting games. But now that we're done getting the riches in me, I think it's time we feel the drumhead pulsation. By the way, it does something that no other Guilty Gear track does, and that the kind of chanting and the tribal sounding drums and then goes into a pretty steady beat. I do really like this bit. Kind of traditional Japanese, but in a much different setting than the traditional Japanese sounds have been in other tracks that we've heard so far, which I think is just Momentary Life. And in a weird sort of way, it also sounds kind of African. I don't know if anybody else can hear that, but it sounds a little bit African to me. Just like with the chanting and the drums. And I really like this bit with the flute in the background. Yeah, just an all-around good song. And though this song does demonstrate what I'm talking about with the stage themes not really hitting like the character themes, this theme is for Baiken, Anji, and Chip. And it fits Anji pretty well, but it doesn't really fit Baiken or Chip, you know? But I will not hold it against it. I think it's a good track, a very kind of boppy track I like a lot. I think it goes below. I think it goes above this version, the X version of Momentary Life. No, below the X version of Momentary Life. That's what I'm feeling. Excuse me. Had to sneeze there. It wasn't coming out for a bit. So next up, now that we're done feeling the drumhead pulsation, I think it's time we go to the home sweet grave. If I remember correctly, I don't know why this has Slayer as the thing. I'm pretty sure it's only Faust and Zappa's character theme or stage theme, but I could be mistaken. Right away, a good kind of very EDM beat, which you don't really get in Guilty Gear that often. I do like this guitar riff. Kind of fun, kind of silly, fits Faust and Zappa pretty well. Down, 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 down. And then this is the part I don't really like. I just find whatever instrument this is to be kind of unappealing. It doesn't sound good to me. I think there was definitely a way to make this sound good, but it would have involved not using this instrument, you know? Because the melody is not bad at all. It's pretty catchy. It just doesn't, the instrumentation doesn't really work. Yeah. Think about that, that's all there is. I think due to that, it's gonna go in C tier above Momentary Life. Because it definitely, it doesn't have mixing issues like Momentary Life, but it doesn't, it definitely belongs below Enslaved Glory. So, next up, now that we've done taking a visit to Tom's Weak grave, we must ponder the irony of Chaste. And this is Milia and Venom's theme, if I remember correctly. Their stage. Right away, you can kind of hear it with the organ. Very Milia coded. The whole song is definitely very Milia coded. It's not very Venom coded at all. Which is good, because Venom's songs all suck. Maximum slander. I'm still on my slander arc. A very catchy riff. Back with the organ in the background, or is it a harpsichord? It might be a harpsichord, not an organ. And then this part is just very reminiscent to Writhe in Pain. Yeah, the whole song is just very reminiscent to Writhe in Pain to me, which is good because Writhe in Pain is a very good song. However, I don't think it really hits like Writhe in Pain, so it's definitely gonna go below them. And I think, it's getting tough. The more songs we put on, the harder it's gonna be. But I think it just about manages to sneak its. No, it doesn't. It goes above Good Manners and Customs. I think this version of the original is better than it. Still not doing bad for itself at all. So now that we've done pondering the irony of Chase, I think we've developed a bit of a lady fascination. Let's hear it. Which I'm pretty sure this is the only one in the game that's only for one character, and that's because it's the China stage, and only Jam is on the China stage, I'm pretty sure. So let's hear it. Right away. I love the build-up on this bass. It's a very funky bass line. This song is just filled with very catchy riffs and smooth backing rhythm instruments. I just vomited words there. That's crazy. I like this bit here with the kind of the flute sound. Again, kind of sounds a little Chinese, so reminiscent of Jam. overall, just a banger, just an absolute banger. It's gonna go definitely into A plus. I think below Awe of She is where it goes. I think that's a good spot for it. So now we're done with our lady fascination, I think it's time to push some bushes. Let's hear it. And I believe this is Zato and Venom's theme, or not Zato and Venom, Zato and Testaments. You know, overall, yeah, here's where it hits. That's definitely where it starts to sound like a more of a Zato-y theme. Also a little bit of Testament. I keep wanting to say Venom because I associate Zato and Venom more than Zato and Testament. But overall, just a very good, kind of heavier song for the soundtrack. You know, you always gotta have a good heavy song in there. I do like that bit though, that little stop and I think that's a good bit. But overall, it's a good track. It just doesn't really do enough to stand out, unfortunately. You know? So I'm going to throw it in... I think in B tier is a good spot for it. You know, it's a good song. It just is also kind of a generic song, you know, which is tough in Guilty Gear because like I mentioned previously, a lot of Guilty Gear songs say a lot about the characters they're associated with, and this doesn't really like do much to scream Zato or Testament to me. It's just kind of more of a heavy metal track, you know? So next up, now that we're done pushing bushes, I think we must kill Dog as a sacrifice to Dog. One of the two full-blown character themes because it's it's the only song associated with the character, and also because the stage is exclusive to the character. Let's hear it. Right away, build-up's very good. This sounds like a boss theme, and sorry for pausing, but in a series where the boss themes are they kind of all do similar things. Midnight Carnival broke out a little bit, but Meet Again and Dizzy's theme, Awe of She. Meet Again and Awe of She kind of did similar things in being just very climactic final battle themes. This one does something different, and like this is a thrash metal song. Like, it has some thrashing chords, which I think makes it stand out a lot compared to the others. And then, of course, that theme, or that little bit, not theme, the whole thing's a theme. This little bit's very good. And then, whatever this is, I don't know if this is somebody screaming unintelligibly into a mic, or if it's like a very distorted guitar. It kind of sounds like both at certain points. But, I like it. I don't know. Like, this is the part that makes me think it's a distorted guitar. But I don't know. It's good. Sounds good. And it works for Leopoldon, who's just a very weird, kind of grotesque character. Then I like that part too, you know? It kind of makes you think, oh hey, maybe there's more to this guy. Maybe there's some good in him. Too bad he's never gonna come back, ever. Justice for Leopoldon. And then let me hear some of those syncopated drums. They played at the beginning, but I kind of skipped over it. Yeah, those drums right there sound really good to me. Okay. So I think maybe I'm just blinded by my love for my wizard dog whale, but I think it'd be remiss of me not to put Kill Dog as a sacrifice to dog and bullshit blazing. And as a matter of fact, I think it goes above Suck a Sage. I think Kill Dog as a sacrifice to dog is a very good theme. So next up is the credits theme, The Cat Attached to the Rust. I didn't do a pun for that one, I'm just now realizing, so I'll do that real quick. Now that we're done, it's not even puns, it's just transitions. Now that we're done killing the dog as a sacrifice to the dog, it's time we talk about the cat that's attached to the rust. But yeah, it's the credits theme of Isuka. So, and it's the first credits theme we're talking about. So let's see what it's all about, what it's up to. You know, some organ to start us off with. You know, I love my Guilty Gear organs. I like the whistling. The whistling sounds nice, you know. The whole thing is just it definitely is a credits theme. It feels like you just fought a really hard battle, and now you get to kind of take a break, you know? Sit through the credits. And that everybody's living a better life. And the guitar. Just doing the melody the whistling was doing, but on guitar. But that kind of makes it hit a little harder. It's like, you know, it's hard to describe, but this definitely hits that very nostalgic vibe. Yeah. You know, it definitely feels like the ending of like a really cheesy high school anime, you know? Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna listen to. I really like this song, you know? I like a lot of the credits theme in Guilty Gear. I don't think there's many more that are... Yeah, I think the only other one that is instrumental is Curtain Call. But when we get to Exerd, we'll talk... I'm not going to spoil anything about Exerd, because I know people actually care about Exerd. Nobody cares about Isuka. Nobody cares about Isuka. Which is a shame. Isuka's the best Guilty Gear game. Anybody who tells you otherwise is lying. Yeah, I think Cat Attached to the Rust, for what it's trying to be, definitely succeeds. How well does it succeed, though? See, these are gonna be the ones that are the toughest to rank, because it's like, okay, how do I rank them? Do I rank them on, like, how good they are at what they're trying to do? Or do I rank them relative to the other songs, because it's tier list, and it's like, well, the other songs are doing vastly different things. Ultimately, I think if I'm ranking this song relative to the other songs, I think it's gonna go above Keep Yourself Alive in A-. It's a very good credit song, but there are other credit songs that are going to be better, and I don't know. It's just hard to describe. The Cat Attached to the Rust and Curtain Call are definitely going to be the ones where it's like, okay, I don't know. If I move anything around, later, if I do a mid-video shuffle, or really it's going to be a stream, or a whole shuffle stream maybe, but it'll be mid video if I do it. So I don't know. I think that's a good spot for now. So now for Hunt a Soul, or transition time. Gotta remember to do my transitions. So now that we're done talking to the cat attached to the rust, I think we need to hunt a soul. So let's hear it. I'll talk about it after I hear it. Oh boy. I hope you like power chords. Venom fans rejoice. A song that's only power chords. Just like Solitude that asks nothing in return. Only power chords. I love power chords. Oh my god, is that a guitar riff? Venom fans rejoice again. A song that's just power chords and a single guitar riff. I just gotta keep slandering. I'm on my slander arc today. Yeah. As you probably could have guessed by how simplistic this song is, it's a character select theme. It is the only character select theme on this entire thing. I don't know why it got onto this tier list, because there's no other character select themes. It's probably just because the guy who made this tier list definitely did not play Issaka, because, like, who's played Issaka? So, it's going to find itself populating the D tier, actually under Bloodstained Lineage. Just because, like, you know, it's a good character select theme, but I'm ranking it relative to, like, actual character themes. And this, it's just nothing. It's just power chords and a riff. Who cares? So now that we're done hunting a soul, I think it's time we filet divin. I don't know what that means. Hold on, I'm gonna look up what that means real quick. Fill the vent. No, that's Guilty Gear. Meaning Daughter of the Wind. Okay, that's fair enough. Don't look at that. Which, before I get into these next 5, is it 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Before I get into these next 6, I will say, these songs don't actually appear in the game. And as a matter of fact, I'm fairly certain the only one that we know for sure where it was meant to be played was Quicksilver, which is meant to be the Frasco theme, which is why it is associated with ABBA, because she's the only character that was in the Frasco stage. But none of these songs are actually in the game. I believe it was, from what I understand, it was a technical oversight. I think I read that on the Guilty Gear Wiki. But they didn't get in the game. But they were composed for Issaka, and they were just released as part of the Guilty Gear box sets, which is how you listen to the stuff from Plus R and X and Missing Link on Spotify. It's in those box sets, obviously, with the Issaka songs, the other Issaka songs. So yeah, Villa Defent. So I was talking with the other songs about, like, which characters were associated with them. Technically, no characters are associated with these. If I had to guess from the translation, this probably was meant to be associated with Dizzy, but I don't think there's a way of knowing that. And I think Dizzy was on the May ship stage, so technically she was associated with what's the name of the song? Exceptional Routine Work, I'm pretty sure. I could be talking out of my ass there again. It's been a while since I played Issaka. Fill the vent. And yours. I like the Spanish guitar to open up. It was very good, very solid. Reminds me of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I always like getting reminded of Sonic the Hedgehog when it comes to music. I like the Spanish drums that they keep playing in the background. But otherwise, it's just a pretty solid riff. Let's hear the... I really like this part, this little hook part. Bow, 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 da, 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 da. Again, it's pretty upbeat, but also with a tinge of like sadness, which again kind of indicates Dizzy to me. This definitely does sound like a Dizzy theme, especially a Dizzy theme prior to One Dawn, which I think is the theme that kind of changed Dizzy's musical direction forever. Because it definitely is reminiscent of Awe of She for me. But yeah, overall, very good song. I like the Spanish guitar. That's gonna bump it up a lot. I think that's gonna bump it up to above exceptional routine work. I think that's... excuse me. I think that's a solid place for it. So yeah. Next up, now that we're done filling our vent, Among Us reference, we have to investigate something. We need to investigate the rift in the clouds. Let's hear it. And this is another one, kind of like Home Sweet Grave, where I just don't agree with the instruments used. In that opening section, I don't like it. I do like this guitar though. This is a good sounding guitar. You know, it's very different from the other guitars we hear in Guilty Gear, and I like hearing different stuff every now and again. When we get to Excerpt, you'll see I am kind of not a fan, but also kind of a huge fan of the high tone guitars that they used for like every theme in that song, because it makes that soundtrack feel kind of samey to me. But whatever. We'll get to it when we get to it. I love the Excerpt soundtrack though. Don't take that the wrong way. I do love Excerpt's soundtrack. It's probably my favorite soundtrack in Guilty Gear. But anyways, I'm talking about Ithaca. Good song. Song good. Fast-paced. Like it. I like this bit here. It sounds kind of dramatic. Like, this part sounds kind of like a boss theme, you know? And again, that's what I'm talking about. It's a very call and response type section. It's just going, you know, the background instrumentals are going do 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 do, and then the main guitar is going bow wow wow, and I you know, just sounds good. Good noise, good sound. Bow bow bow. Da 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 da. But yeah, overall, I think Rift in the Clouds is very good. That opening doesn't really do enough to hamper my enjoyment to rank it low. Unlike Home Sweet Grave, where the bad part was like the main chorus melody. I think Rift in the Clouds, I think I'm feeling below Make One Stealth. I think that's a good spot for it, personally. So now that we've done investigating the Rift in the Clouds, we have to take our findings back to the Blue Practice. Hear it. And this is a very biking goated song. 100% you can hear the Japanese music. And it's also a lot angrier, unlike what's the name of the other one again? I've already forgotten. Drumhead Pulsation. Unlike Drumhead Pulsation, which is happier, so it makes it sound like an Anji theme. This is like angry, so it's a biking theme. And it definitely sounds like the theme that would play at like a crazy tough dojo that is full of these high what am I trying to say? High level martial artists who are always training and they're just the strongest around, you know? And I like that bit right there. I think that's a cool bit. Just another solid song. It doesn't do a whole lot. It kind of just sounds like what if Momentary Life had fallen into the trap of trying to be way too Japanese and like making the Japanese theming the only thing that separates it from the other songs. So do I want to put it down here? I don't think I want to put it down there. It doesn't really have the problems like those two have. I think I want to put it above Push a Bush. I think that's what I'm feeling. Down here in B tier. So next up, now that we're done at the blue practice, I think we've learned that death does indeed simper at an exit. Which, by the way, this song, I don't know like what type of technical oversight it was, but we were robbed. This song should have been the Zato and Testament theme. Like, this sounds like a Testament theme. Maybe not as much as Zato theme, but this sounds like a Testament theme. And it's mixed right, so it's already better than like the two of the Testament themes we've listened to so far. So, you know, crazy work. I really like the keys right there. It's a very headbangy part of the song right there. Again, a very, much like the other Testament themes that we've had so far, it's very menacing, very, dangerous sounding, you know? It sounds like the theme of a Grim Reaper, which is what, at this point in time, Testament kind of just was Guilty Gear's Grim Reaper. They've kind of evolved since then into something a little more refined, but Testament was a much different character back in the day. So yeah, I think Death Simpers at an Exit is a fantastic song, which gets to go above Nothing Out of the Ordinary. I think that is where it goes, for sure. So, let's see here. Now that Death is done simpering, I think we must go explore the out of world. Now, the Out of World is absolutely a song that's all about build-up. If you don't like a song that builds up, you're not going to like the Out of World. But I like the Out of World, because, like, the build-up goes somewhere. And I really like this bit, because it sounds like you're fighting in space, you know? It sounds like a good space theme, you know? I also really like, which we'll hear once we go back out of this main melody part, I like the kind of the da-da, 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 kind of like a heartbeat, you know? It's like you're in the vast expanses, and then you have to fight. You're still in the vast expanses, you know? It's just a very spacey kind of theme, a very build-up heavy theme that sounds like a big climactic boss fight. Maybe even more than Kill Dog as a sacrifice to Dog. But yeah, I think there's more. Yeah, this little bit, which does something a little bit different than the other melody. And I also really like the bells. I think that adds to the very climactic feeling of the song. But yeah, overall, I really like the Out of World. I think it's gonna make its way up into A+, personally. Below Existence. I think that is what I'm feeling right now. Below Existence. So now we're done exploring the outer world. I think it's time we talk about our favorite Marvel superhero, which is, of course, Quicksilver. Right away, I'm gonna gush about this song because I'm an ABBA main, so I have a lot to say about any ABBA song. I love the what's it called? I've forgotten what they're called. The heart monitor. Oh my god, my brain. I love the heart monitor sounds at the beginning of the song. It makes you feel like this is the theme of a lab experiment, which is what ABBA is. I really like that. Very medical horror type of song, at least at the start. And it's speeding up. And then the drums kick in. And then you're fighting. ABBA has broken loose. She's free. And she's alive. I like that bit too. And then it quiets back down, goes back into the very medical, technical, science sounding bits of the melody, bits of the song. I suppose it's more rhythm than melody. Like, you know, this is the type of song you'd have on at the club, you know, like, this is a song they'd be raving to, right? I love that bit where the drums go away. It's just the guitar. Yeah. I already kind of spoiled it when I was talking with Cyber about Solitude. Quicksilver is absolutely going at bullshit blazing, and it's going above Meat Again. That's probably the hottest part. I think most people rate Quicksilver pretty high, but it is 100% going above Meat Again. I just love ABBA. Look, I just love ABBA. She's just the best. So now that we're done with Quicksilver, I'm actually going to skip over the Korean OST for now. I don't think I have it in me to do the full plus R roster again. So we're going to skip to the remakes of the songs from the Missing Link songs that got rearrangements, and the characters from Plus R. Which, fun fact about this set of songs, Keep the Flag Flying is actually not on Spotify for some reason. Why? Lord if I know. Holy Orders is also not on Spotify. The RoboKai version, which is just unfortunate. I would love to play it at work. I think that would be funny. So, I think it's time we get to our conclusion. Which, fun fact about conclusion, this is the only time a versus theme has ever been rearranged. Because in going from Missing Link to Guilty Gear X, they changed it to No Mercy, the Soul vs. Kai theme. And then in Guilty Gear X2, they changed the Soul vs. Kai to Noontide. They changed the same character versus to Nothing Out of the Ordinary. Still in the Dark didn't get a new remix. They just used the one from the arranged version. And they added the Assassin's theme. And then obviously Nothing got a remix in Xrd, and the Soul vs. Kai, there wasn't a Soul vs. Kai remix, it was a new song in Guilty Gear 2 as well. So that makes Conclusion very unique amongst remixes. So let me skip to it on the YouTube. Here it is. Let's hear it. Right away, I like this little bit of like hearing their footsteps before they start fighting. Very climactic. And then it kind of fades in. You can hear the thunder rolling. This remix is all about the build-up. That was such an awesome part of the original. They amped it up to 11. And then we're in it. Of course, keys in the background. I love the keys. I love keys, Charlie. I love keys. Yeah. I mean, I let it speak for itself once. I let it speak for itself again. Conclusion's absolutely in bullshit blazing. It makes it past No Mercy, in my opinion. Did I just switch something around? I did. This was supposed to go there. You silly Billy. Trying to sneak up? Maybe you should have had the saxophone. Stupid. Yeah, now that we're done reaching our conclusion, we go to the March of the Wicked King. I like the drums to build up, then go into that awesome riff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this part wasn't in the original. This, like, main melody that's playing over the riff. Because it doesn't sound very Axel-like. And the, like, choir in the background also, it makes it sound much more sinister, which March of the Wicked King implies being a very sinister song, but it wasn't very sinister in the original. And by this point, Axel has been very fleshed out, and he's, you know, not a very sinister character at all. He's kind of a happy-go-lucky type of guy. I like the piano though. And of course, the drum guy going into overtime, going crazy on this track. But then that choir bit, it sounds like N64 Bowser's Castle. It's like, what are we doing in an Axel theme? So I think for that, it's gonna get rated fairly low. Well, not fairly low. It's still a very good song, but it is gonna get rated below this version of Make Oneself. Honestly, I'm feeling above Shadow Festival. I think that's a good spot for it. It just doesn't really capture the spirit of the original for me. So now that we are done marching with the Wicked King, we must go and find a suspicious cook. Let's hear it. And right away, again, kind of like March of the Wicked King, they make it sound a little bit more sinister. But since Baldhead is actually a sinister character, I think it works a little bit better. And then, again, the drums just add so much to it. Whoever was doing the drums for Arxis around this time, that guy, absolute legend. I really like this bit. Very funky bit. Which I believe was in the original song, but they just improved it, you know? Made it a little bit better. And then this hook, it just hits so much more in this version of the song. I don't know if it's just because they brought the guitar forward a little bit or added some extra flair, but it just hits a lot more. I think Suspicious Cook, it manages to make its way into Bullshit Blazing, and I think it manages to make it past Sucker Sage. If I'm being completely honest, I really like that version of the song. It's a very good version of the song, and I still don't have it in Strive. I hate fishing. I hate fishing. It's stupid and it's dumb. Why am I getting character customization I'm never going to use when I just want music and concept art? But now that we've done finding the suspicious cook, I think it's time we learn about a fixed idea. Again, just more kind of added on to the older song. More flair, like that little background or guitar in the background. I was about to say background in the guitar. Doesn't make any sense. Now let's hear it. Does this have bad mixing? Does this fall victim to Testament Curse? It doesn't have bad mixing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Arxis, you beautiful bastards. You've done it twice in a row. You made Testament themes that don't suck. I really like how the choir specifically sounds a lot like the choir used in Dizzy's songs in Awe of She, because obviously Testament is a character that is very much connected to Dizzy. Yeah, again, much like Suspicious Cook, just took the original song and added that much more flair, that much more pizzazz, if you will. So it is going to definitely make its way into S tier. Where am I feeling for it? I think Below Simple Life is a solid spot for a fixed idea. I think that's where it should go. So now that we're done fixing our ideas, I think it's time we get some pride and some glory. A historically high-ranking song. Let's see if they can keep up the trend. Yeah, they can keep up the trend. I love the blues, guys. This part I'm not so sold on, the like kind of violin soundy whatever synth this is. I'm not so sold on it, but then we get the keys. Yeah, those keys are good. Good keys. Again, even more bluesy. This is probably the bluesiest keys we've had with this song. And then it doesn't stay on the keys, which I do think is a bit of a loss. But the riff, the guitar makes it all the more bluesier, so it was definitely a give and a take. Like that slide, that is, I love the slide guitar. Yeah, they just keep making it better. Pride and Glory stands with Holy Orders as the song that has just never had a bad version. We'll see what happens with Meet Again. We'll see. We haven't gotten to the remix of Meet Again yet, but we'll see. So now that we've done getting some Pride and Glory, I think somebody needs to find this damn unidentified child. Let's hear it. Right away, they're replacing the vibes of workout tape from the 80s that the original had with a more guitar-focused melody, a more guitar-focused instrumentation, which I think adds a lot to the song, personally. It makes some bits hit a little harder. It is a shame we lose out on all the synths, though, because that is kind of a staple of May themes. But it is what it is. And I really like this part with the guitar. I think a lot was added to it by doing it with guitar. It also gets rid of the choir bit from the original version, which I think works a lot better for a much more happy and upbeat song. You know? The original Guilty Gear definitely tried to go for a gothic flair with this song that didn't really work. I like this little breakdown. Getting kind of bluesy with it, thinking we're at the Cliff theme again. What's going on? But yeah, Unidentified Child, very good, very much an improvement on the original, which was already a solid A tier. So I think Unidentified Child is going to just about manage to get into S tier below Keep Yourself Alive 2. I think that is what I'm feeling for it. So now that we're done identifying the unidentified child, I think it's time we meet again for the last time. Let's hear it. Can Justice keep the streak of being only bullshit blazing? Because she and Cliff, they've only had the one theme. They can stay in S tier forever. S plus. Let's see what happens. Of course, the build-up's still there. Still awesome. Yeah, this is the best version of Meet Again. It is. They added the keys. It's so good. I'm just gonna let it speak for itself, because Meet Again absolutely can speak for itself. I mean, what more do you want me to add to this? It's such a perfect boss theme. Fighting game boss themes usually are pretty solid, but this, far and away, the best one. Absolutely. Even more than Crawl, even more than Sky Should Be High, even more than Kill Dog as a Sacrifice to Dog. This is the best one. Let's put it where it belongs. Let's put it where it belongs. This version of the song, no, I lied. This is where it belongs. It's No Diff by Quicksilver. I would rather listen to Quicksilver. I'm so biased. Absolutely compromised. Now, speaking of being absolutely compromised, now that we've met again, I think it's time we keep it in Gates. Let's hear it. Now, this song kind of does the opposite of what Quicksilver does. Quicksilver was more of an ABBA theme and focused on ABBA. This is a Paracelsus theme. It plays up the kind of Lovecraftian cosmic horror that is Paracelsus with the organs that sound straight out of an old movie. You know, very 1920s Universal mixed with metal, you know. I love this bass. It's such a good bass line. You know, not overly complicated, but fun in its simplicity. And then right back into that, the organs. And then she gets zapped. It's like Frankenstein, and that's the only. It loops after that. I just wanted to showcase her getting zapped because it's like Frankenstein. Plays into that 1920s Universal monster movie theming, and of course ABBA bias. Let's face it, it doesn't go above Suck a Sage. All you Chip fans can be happy that one ABBA song doesn't go above Suck a Sage. But Keeping Gates, even without ABBA bias, I love Keeping Gates. It's such a good song. Absolutely a banger, and deserving of its slot up here. So now that we're done keeping in Gates, I think it's time we get down to business. I love this kind of funky version of the Keep Yourself Alive riff. Also, I don't know what's going on with the animation here. The weirdness is happening. I think this would have been such an easy song to just make a new remix of Keep Yourself Alive and call it that, you know. Robokai Holy orders it, but they made a whole new song, and I will commend them for that, because it works. But I don't care for this violin part. It doesn't hit. It just doesn't hit for me. And this little verse part isn't super catchy either. So far, the opening was the best part, and having a banger opening doesn't really, you know, if that's all you got, it doesn't really do it. Come on, get down to business. Give me something here. Surely you gotta have something like people saying get down, right? This is where it hits. Technically, Get Down to Business was the first vocal track. Technically. You could also count Kill Dog as a Sacrifice to Dog as the first vocal track, because it did come first. But I'm not going to, because I'm not entirely sure that those are real vocals. So, Get Down to Business. Definitely. Oh, what's happening? Weirdness. That Order Soul was cursed, I tell ye. Definitely going. I don't think it's as good as Keep Your Soul Alive 2, but I think it's a very good track, so I think it's gonna go below Noontide is what I'm feeling. I think that's a good spot for it. So now that we've gotten down to business, we have to ask, what was that business? Well, personally, I'm in the business of keeping the flag flying. Again, not on Spotify for some reason, and I don't know why. Because it's a good song. Though it's probably the most BlazBlue Guilty Gear's ever gotten. Like, this sounds like a BlazBlue track. Again, sounds like an older version of Noontide, kind of, in a weird way. It kind of sounds like an older version of all the themes. Because this was Kai and Soul's rivalry before the games. This is how it was. Yeah. This was before conclusion, technically speaking. This is what the conclusion was the conclusion to. I think it does a good job of keeping the tradition of a fantastic Soul versus Kai themes. Yeah, definitely a good track. Definitely an S tier type of song. I don't think it. No, I think it does go on Bullshit Blazing, and I think it goes. I guess this is just the Soul versus Kai section, because I don't think it's as good as No Mercy, but I think it's better than the original version of Conclusion. I think that's a good spot for it. So yeah, this is the tier list so far. I actually have to scroll to see it all. No Venom songs today, so I won't be crucified on Saturday during Binding of Isaac and Team Fortress 2 time. But that's okay. Alright. And really, I think that's about all for tonight. I'm not gonna do anything else, I don't think. It was kind of a long day, so I'm not gonna really worry about even trying to find something else to do, and I can only tier list for so long before I'm tired of it. So next time we do the Korean OST, and we'll see what happens with Guilty Gear 2. I may have the strength of mind to still do Guilty Gear 2. There's not a lot of songs in that soundtrack. Exert and Strive are definitely going to be their own streams, though, because there's a lot of stuff in Exert and Strive. Strive doesn't have as much as Exert, but I don't have to listen to the entirety of all the instrumental tracks. I do need to listen to the whole of all the vocal tracks, because, you know, with the vocal tracks, they say different things on different verses, believe it or not. I know that sounds crazy. They don't just do the same thing over and over like they do with the instrumental tracks. But yeah, I think that's about it. Again, Saturday is TF2 Binding of Isaac, or Binding of Isaac TF2. That's the correct order. And then Sunday is still kind of a wild card day. We'll see where we are when we get there. Low key, I'm working a 12-hour shift, or not a 12-hour shift. I'm working a 9-hour shift. 9 hours, that's the correct number. A 9-hour shift on Saturday. So I may end up deciding to not stream Saturday and do Isaac TF2 on Sunday. But I'll try to stream on Saturday. And honestly, streaming after a long shift is kind of a palate cleanser, as it were. So yeah. I think that's all there is. Plug the YouTube channel and the Instagram again. Both are on the Twitch links. Click them, subscribe, follow, all those good things. Or don't. It's your decision. I don't care. Well, I kind of care, but I don't really care. And yeah. Later, Gators.